Now's the money question. How much am I going to get in my pocket?
Hey, Brad, how much did they offer on my case?
I'm glad you asked. I was just working on the numbers. Let's go over and take a look. The first thing you need to know before we evaluate the offer on your case is there's a big difference between the settlement offer and how much you get in your pocket. So when I tell you the offer, that's not how much you're getting in your pocket. And it's very important for you to remember that. The offer is what I call the gross amount, and what you get is the net amount, or I call it the client net. So let's take a quick look up here, and we'll forget the bottom part for now, but let's look at the main part. These are the basic numbers on your case so far. The settlement offer that came in, which is the gross amount, is the top number, $200,000. That's what they've offered as the first offer on your case. Because we didn't file a lawsuit yet, my attorney's fees are only 33% and not 40%. So right now, my attorney's fees would be $66,666. The money that I've spent out of my own pocket is the cost, which I get back. In this case, again, because we didn't go into a lawsuit yet, it's pretty low. It's only $650. And the final thing is the meds or the medical expenses on your case, which this is not a final number. This is an estimate. Right now, we have that number at $61,245, which then means that the client net, or the amount of money that goes into your pocket based on the current settlement offer, is $71,438. Now, before we move any further, it's important to note a few things. The first offer from the insurance company is always just an offer. It's just a negotiating point. They always go up from their first offer. So don't be insulted. This $200,000 is a little low for your case. The second thing is the medical expenses for all your medical treatments is also not a final number. This is just a number that I have made an estimate of what I think we can negotiate your medical bills down to once we call all the billing departments and have that discussion about the discounts that you're entitled to for your medical bills.
My medical bill is really $180,000.
Well, technically they're $178,000. Yes, that is true, but it's misleading. So let me explain to you how that works. If you look down here, this shows a full breakdown of all of your medical bills. And here are 4 categories. The billed amount is what I call the retail amount. This is the amount, the highest amount that the doctor's office bills us or your insurance company. The paid amount shows how much has been paid, and then the balance is obviously the balance. The last column is really the one that is the most important, but we're going to get to that in a second. The billed amount is the highest amount that the doctors are allowed to bill, and unfortunately, this is how major medical insurance works in America. If you have a surgery, the doctor might bill $100,000, and then your health insurance, Blue Cross Blue Shield, might pay somewhere between $8,000 to $15,000. So realistically, the $100,000 bill is very misleading, but that's the American medical system. That's the way it works. So on your case, if you look at all your different doctors, the total medical bills on your case are $178,000. Because you had car insurance, you had Florida no-fault personal injury protection, that has already paid $10,000 for your benefits. And sometimes when that gets paid, the doctors are required to give slight adjustments. So it goes down by a little bit more than the amount of the payment. In your case, the $10,000 was paid, which reduced the $178,000 down to $161,986, which is technically the amount that you're responsible for on paper. But like I said, those are very negotiable amounts. So that's where the final column comes into play, which is what my assessment of the reasonable amount of the medical bills that have been, of the medical services that were provided to you. Now, this is actually what the law says. The bills that the doctors send you are not evidence of what is reasonable. What is reasonable and customary is based on a variety of factors in the community, where you live, what other doctors charge, what the insurance companies actually pay. So when we're going over your settlement offer and we're trying to figure out up here, like we were before, you need to know what we're going to actually have to pay at the end of the day in your medical bills in order to see what this number here, this 61,000, actually changes. So for example, when we're sitting and we're evaluating your offer, if we can negotiate this $30,000 bill over here down to, let's say, $25,000, and we can negotiate this $22,500 down to $17,500, that will reduce your medical bills from 61 down to 51, which will put all 10,000 of that savings directly into your pocket, making your net amount go from 71 all the way to 81. And when I'm sitting with you and we're going over the bills, I always am going to be conservative in my estimates. If I think I can negotiate a bill from 30,000 to 20,000, I probably will tell you that I think I can negotiate it from 30 down to 23, because I always want to make you happier when the time comes to give you your check than tell you I can do something and then I won't be able to do it. So that's the behind the scenes of what your medical bills actually come into play when we're talking about money in your pocket.
I was hoping to get 100,000 in my pocket. Is that still possible?
Well, it just might be. Now that we've looked at the overall settlement and the medical bills, now's the money question. How much am I going to get in my pocket? So, as you know, the first offer in your case was 200,000 up here. And we've already gone down and we've talked about some possible further negotiations on your medical bills, taking them down from 61,000 to 51,000. Based on all the assumptions right now, you're looking at 81,438 in your pocket. But it's important to remember that this is based off of the first offer that the insurance company made. I can be honest with you now that we're sitting in my office and tell you, I do have a good feeling. I've spoken to the lady a few times from the insurance company, and I know she has more money on the case. I think that I'll be able to get her to at least 225,000. It's possible that we could go up further than that, but for the sake of this meeting today, I do feel comfortable putting in a $225,000 hypothetical still. It's not guaranteed, but let's put in $225,000 into the gross settlement amount. Now, as you can see, right when I changed it, your client net number went up dramatically, all the way to 98,105. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's still not 100,000, but slow down. Now we're going to go and look at your medical bills. We're going to take a further look at all these bills, and we're going to say, where can I trim a few more $1,000s? Well, I think I can get the surgeon to go even further from 25,000 to 24,000, because I have a good relationship with him. And I can explain to him this is important to me. Then I also think that your chiropractor could probably go down from 3,000 to 2,000. Finally, I think the surgery center, because the surgery was short, it wasn't super long, I think we can get down to 16,500. So now, if you look down here, your total medical bills are only 48,245. Again, this is not a guarantee. We're sitting here, you're my client, I'm managing the expectations. Your medical bills are now 48,245, and the client net to you would be over 100,000. It would $101,105. Now, would I like to get you more? Absolutely. Sometimes in this situation, I might be able to get even up to $275,000. So let's just quickly see what the numbers would be like if we're able to get all the way to 275. If we could get all the way to 275, the amount in your pocket goes all the way to $134,438. So let's negotiate as well as possible. I'm not going to be desperate. I'm going to make them wait to hear back from me. But the whole process of back and forth should be done within a week or two. So I'll do my best to get you over 100,000.